Now let's move away to Liberia. With results in more than 85% of the polling stations in Liberia's runoff election, opposition candidate Joseph Boakai is slightly ahead of President George Weah. Figures from the Election Commission shows that Boakai so far has 50.6% of the vote, while Mr. Weah is on 49.4%.
Now, the two were separated by just over 7,000 votes in the first round in October, triggering Tuesday's runoff with former international football star and incumbent President George Weah taking the second term in office. Now let's bring in human rights advocate Professor Kyne, who joins us from Monrovia, Liberia. Thanks for joining us, Professor. Good morning.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Good to have you. Interesting, turn of events there in Liberia, and there should be a strong argument that this really shows that very many people weren't pleased with George Weah's first term in office. Does this, make some sense?
As we look at the numbers that are coming in, 16,000 voter additional than George Weah, I think it is getting glaring by the minute and by the hours that the Liberian people are making a decision critical relative to accepting the opposition into power, because 2 consecutive days when the announcement was made, Joseph Boakai continues to lead. So it just showed the direction in which the Liberian people decided. However, we are still very close to the pronouncement today, which is at 4 o'clock, to know who's really going to be the winner for this election. But as it appears from all directions, it's in the position of the opposition, as we can see at the moment. So it seems like the Liberian people are showing or demonstrating that they're not accepting the incumbent right now, George Weah.
If we go back in time to Joseph Boakai serving as Ellen Johnson Sirleaf's deputy at the time that she was president, how would you analyze, or how would we say that the people of Liberia loved his time in office? And I'm asking this, because now he's a key front runner in the elections in 2023. So if we were to go back in time, would you say that the people, citizens of Liberia, were maybe impressed or not so impressed by his time in office at the time?
Well, his 40 years of service in the government, I think he demonstrated some level of integrity, demonstrated some level of statesmanship that I think won his love for the Liberian people. The Liberian people show that what he did in 40 years, and then being the vice president for almost 12 years, I think his argument he keeps making is that I was just a parked car, and it was Ellen Sirleaf Johnson who ran the government. And so if you give me the opportunity, I've learned along the way. And so some of what I've learned, I can use that to make Liberia better. And so those were his argument. And even matter of fact, he was very honest by saying that his past government, Ellen Sirleaf Johnson, squandered a lot of opportunities. And those opportunities would have made Liberia even much better than what it is at the moment. And he thinks that those squandered opportunities can be rescued. According to him, that's the slogan in which he's vying for at the moment. So he's saying that, yes, we can rescue Liberia. And so the Liberian people, I think, bought into that, or buying into it, as we can see predicated upon these numbers that are coming in so far.
And just as a follow-up, talking about analyzing Boakai's time in office whilst he was president and his political career so far, one of the things, or one of the policies, or one of the explanations on which he predicated his campaign is basically rescuing Liberia from what he would refer to as mismanagement by Weah. Would you say that the people of Liberia genuinely believe in him, or is it a situation of anybody but Weah at this point? If for those who have expressed concerns about the state of the polity in Liberia, is it really about Boakai, or is it because, anybody but Weah at this time?
Well, there are other people that will be saying that, and there are other people who form part of the Unity Party that ran the country for almost 12 years that think that, yes, based upon their analysis, that he did not run the country very well. And so as a result, there's a shift in leadership in Liberia. As we can see today, we will finalize that to know whether that is the case. However, yes, there are so many people who are saying, well, we just want him out, George Weah out. We want or Boakai as the president, whoever, but not Weah. So there are people in that category, but there are other people who, basing their evidence and basing their vote on the past leadership that were demonstrated under Ellen Sullivan Johnson in 12 years. So that is what we are seeing in Liberia at the moment.
Okay, let's also talk about the National Election Commission. You know, there's it's pretty common, you know, that people would have fears, you know, with regards to the electoral body and its ability to carry out free and fair elections, you know, in different parts of the continent. So how would you rate the National Election Commission in Liberia and how they've been able to pull this off, including, of course, going into a rerun? Would you know, have there been certain aspects of it that maybe people have pointed out that, you know, have not gone as planned, you know, and might be seen to be maybe fraudulent?
I think they've done well compared to last election. There were a lot of gray areas that taught them quite a bit of lessons that I think they corrected along the way. And so far, if you were to ask even the international community, I think praised the NEC for their work were done. Even the neighboring countries are thinking that Liberia should be emulated as one of those countries that really demonstrated a sense of pure democracy. So there's no flaw at the moment that we know of. And the election result has been pronounced and announced on time. So we're seeing that if they do well, but if it changes because they are, the opposition said they have their tally sheets already, and so they know their numbers, they are going to win. We're not hearing much from the camp of George Weah at the moment in the entire Liberia. The ruling party have always been a zealot form of party. So if they were winning by this time, they would have been in the street, or there would have been some sense of feelings that they are winning. But the opposition, I think, paid people from abroad, so they have analyzed all of the data. Even in my office, we analyzed some of the data. The possibility of the result changing is very, it might be miraculous or gracious at the, before that can change. So we are hoping that these last results will be announced as it is and not anything changing in it, because if anything changes, there might be some level of tension in Liberia. So we're hoping that she will be as professional and as fair as possible as she's continuing in the same trajectory and not changing.
When you speak of tension, I'd like you to explain further. Would you say that there are maybe concerns that when this result is announced, maybe the party who is not on the winning side will not take this very pleasantly? Because we've seen this happen in many countries on the continent where results are announced, the opposition takes it very unkindly, you know, and then maybe take to the streets to protest or just basically do not accept the results. Do you think that when this result is announced, that people of Liberia trust that the electoral body has done a fantastic job and both parties would accept whatever result is being announced?
From what I'm hearing on social media, especially Facebook, even the secretary of the oppositional party spoke that they already have their tally results. They know what the results should be. So if there are any changes, they are very much they're adamant about it, that they are going, or very confident about it, that they are going to get in the street. That's what I heard. I've not heard that from the ruling party. They haven't spoken relative to changes. And matter of fact, they are the one who running the government. And like I said, if they were winning, but this time is something that we all would have known. So it is only the opposition that's saying if the results changes, then there will be some level of tension. But we are praying that they will go through the rightful channel should there be any changes in this election that shifted from their direction to the ruling party direction that the rightful channel is going through the court to make sure that you present your petition and show all of your evidence to substantiate your argument. And so, so those are areas. But we are hearing that if this happens, this going to happen. But again, people are still afraid. But today, again, will help to, I think, mitigate some of the fear and the anxiety that been perpetrated, the election anxiety that is perpetrated among many people. So today, but people were off jubilating pretty much, not in the street, but in various communities. Last night I was up to I think 12 o'clock at night. I made a little drive by the former Joseph Boakai area and even the ruling party political context. There at the ruling party political party office, there was not much going on. But when I went to Joseph Boakai area, I mean, the entire place is already barricaded. We have security blocking the road, nobody entering, and we got motorbike riders and people on the street, not dancing much, but you could tell that they are sure of him winning. Even the security, his security have been beefed up at his place. So it just sent a message that it is going in this direction. And the math, the statistic, we did all of that at our center, and we could not show that the ruling party will win. But like I said, if it happens, then it will be a miraculous, gracious experience for them.
Okay, I also want to talk about, the legal aspects of it. Does the Liberian law allow for legal challenges post-election? Is there a likelihood that whoever loses, can approach the court, or something like that? Is that also something that you're expecting might happen?
Yeah, the Constitution gives room for that. So it is the rightful channel in which people might express their grievances or their problems at the court. So that is the rightful channel according to the Constitution that was provided to the country and that we have been sustaining over these over 100 plus years. So I think it's the rightful channel, and everybody, even ECOWAS and the United Nations, I think met with both parties yesterday, went to Boakai's house or his office, and went to, I think, spoke with Weah as well. So I think there is, in the background, there are conversation being held in the background. So it will be peaceful. I think people will be able to accept the result and not, unless, again, like I said, some kind of pronouncement that is said that is in contradiction to what has already been presented. And then, yes, that would be attention. And, Liberia has been a country of civil war. We still got warlords, former warlords who are also supporting opposition party and the ruling party. And some of them have been in the street lately. I think you heard about Milton Bly, the one in 1996 who were called General Ball-Naked. He's with the opposition. And we have other people who participated in the war who are active in these political campaigning and political presence in public. So, but we are praying again that there will be no hostility in Liberia. So things will go as it is, because we have our international partners who are working exceedingly well to make sure that calm is brought to the country and that people will be able to accept the result. The American embassy have made it very plain that anyone who engage in any form of violence or disruption to the process will be sanctioned. Not only they will be sanctioned, but their family will also be sanctioned. So I think that sent a fear to a lot of people. But the process again will have to be.
I certainly hope that would be enough to dissuade people from conducting any illegal affairs. We hope that, of course, the results will be announced today, 4 p.m. Your time, and we look forward to speaking more about it. But beyond speaking more about it, we want to see that whoever is sworn into power hits the ground running to start making better choices for the country. Thank you so much, Professor Adam Kyne, for joining us.
You're welcome. Thank you, too.
All right.